Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We've got the 2nd of February edition of Aew Dynamite. I mean, it wasn't good, but there was some alright stuff on it, which is more than what you can normally say. For Dynamite, but we kick off the show. Brian Kendrick obviously been kicked off because of his anti-Semitic and other conspiracy theorist vids from about 11 years ago, and he's gave in the cancel culture. I mean, like, and he's like, I will live with this for the rest of my life. Fuck off, Brian Kendrick. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't have to. I mean, he could have just come out and said, I'm not proud of what I said, but you know what? It was over 11 years ago. You know what I mean? Shit like this. But like the fact he says he's gonna live with the guilt for like 11. There's like apology, and then there's this. There's absolutely just bending over to the left, and that's exactly what this is. It's just pathetic. Then our first match, we have Jon Moxley taking on some jobber. I can't even remember who this guy is. I talked about these two at a match previous, but Jon Moxley beats him here. Are we surprised? No. Out comes Bryan Danielson. We also had Orange Cassidy and that fan hazing guy. See, people who think he's a star, you need your fucking heads. This guy's a bum. He looks like somebody doing a parody of fucking Joker Sting from about 12 years ago. Not good. Oh, but this guy's a draw. He's gonna make money. Nobody in this company makes fucking money, and it sure as hell ain't gonna be fan hazing if it ever happens. But Brian says he was watching him from afar in the other company. Can they actually go a day or a show without mentioning WWE? Probably not. But Brian says, why don't they team up? And he says, instead of replying Moxley, I'll leave you to it. So obviously they've got no idea what they're doing with this feud, so they're just dragging the arse clean out of it. Of course they're not going to. They might team up for a week and then Moxley will turn on Brian, you know, and then it'll be like a cheap pop or something. But end of the day, who knows? We had no Jade Cargill on this show. We had no Britt Baker. The women's division was looking bleak. We had a Ruby Riott taking on Nyla Rose. What's she called? The Native Beast or something? That's one way to describe Nyla Rose. But she beats Ruby Riott. Who gives a rat's ass? Not me. With Jericho backstage cutting a promo. I'm kind of going on. I actually watched the highlights, so it wasn't the order, but I couldn't give a fuck. With Jericho backstage, talking a load of shite, basically about me and you, Poundland LAX, we were the foundation of this show, and then absolute fucking mess. Honestly, it's a mess. It's like, you've got Punk, you've got Jericho, you've MJF, you've Matt Hardy, you've Christian, all these people, and they're not in the main title picture, but instead we've got Adam Page and Lance Archer. The UFC guy comes out, destroys fucking Page. Is awful. I thought Big E and Kingston were bad, but this guy's worse. This guy is fucking worse. He's got no look. He doesn't have an ounce of charisma. He thinks he's a cowboy. He's like a cowboy builder. He's robbing people of their money, because anyone who pays fucking for the pay-per-view with this guy is a champ, is a fucking cowboy builder. He's shit. And we've got a Texas bull rope match or death match, whatever it is, next week between him and Lance Archer. How is that the main match? How is that the world title match? How is that the main feud in this company? And before people go, oh, but CM Punk and MJF don't need the title. Well, I'll tell you what, the fucking title needs them. Because this is shocking, you know? And this, the UFC guy, I forgot his name. He also comes out, he buries Brandy Rhodes, who was also getting hate from the crowd, which I thought was great, even though the crowd's just full of smarky bastards, so I don't really know how great to rate that. He basically gets slapped by her, and then he's like, well, we can't do anything, but she can. Out comes Paige Van Sant, looking pretty good. You can't argue with this UFC fighter. But this was like the phoniest thing ever. She comes out and then like the locker room clear, but like it's women, and like there's no speed, there's no velocity in the run down to the ring. It looks absolutely fucking pathetic. Honestly, it looked pish. It just looked awful. And then like they're getting held back, and it's just no grit, no nothing. It's just dead. I will say this, Rhodes and Big Page, they look great, but apart from that, this segment was pretty shit. What else did we have in this show? I'm pretty sure that was it. Apart from our main event, of course, which we'll need to get into. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there was fuck all else on this show. We were hyping up a bunch of matches for Rampage, but Jay Lethal and shit. But yeah, main event time. MJF versus CM Punk. You know what? There was actually some good psychology in this match. I'll go with the far set. I think it was a good match from what the highlights showed, but it went 40 minutes, and I'm sorry, this did not need to go 40 minutes, man. 40 minutes. It's like it's so fucking stupid. Well, it's not that it's stupid, but in the build up, MJF's a chicken shit heel. He's even afraid to like be in the same fucking ring as Punk unless there's like Wardlord and other people there. But yet, like, we're led to believe that he can go 40 minutes with Punk. And I think the right guy won here, definitely in Chicago. Gets heat on MJF. It was a pretty cool moment, you know, because Punk's undefeated streak's over in Chicago. It's probably the best thing they've done with Punk since he came back. It was a good match, but 40 minutes is too long. I'm sorry, it's 20 minutes too long, you know. And the fact you've got like 3 breaks during the match, it just takes away from the match. Seeing the Attitude Era, Ruthless was like, they never did breaks during matches. Never. But see now, it's so like orchestrated and fucking artificial. It just looks pish, but well, guys. And also, actually, yeah, the Gun Club attacked Jungle Boy. I actually liked that. But you know what, guys? We had a pretty decent main event. And a couple of no bad things. The rest was shit. So you know what? Dynamite, I'll give it a 2.5 out of 10. And on that note, peace.